If you think finding a home in Palos Verdes right now for under $1.5 million is impossible, then you definitely want to check out this video. I found 8 homes, single family homes now, under $1.5 million that are on the market and available right now. I talked to some buyer clients that have a budget up to $1.5 million, and they think Palos Verdes is actually out of reach. They think it's up close to 2 million or over 2 million and well beyond that. But that's just because they got to know what they're looking for, and you got to know where to look. So that's what I'm going to cover today. We're going to get into those details. I'm going to talk about 8 different properties. We're going to talk about where they are, what the size is, what the condition is, and some of the other features about them. So you can kind of see what do you get in that price point and where are they located. This is Ben Larson with the Larson Realty Group. My team and I help people buy homes here in Palos Verdes all the time. And of course, all over LA and Orange County, we have a big team that could cover the whole area. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. These properties I'm going to talk about today are what's on the market right now at the time of recording and will be here for a little while. But if you're watching this later, months or weeks or possibly even years later, just reach out and we can give you a list of what's currently on the market up to 1.5 or whatever your price point may be. You can take a look at that either in Palos Verdes or any other area you might be looking for. So now let's jump over and start taking a look at some of these listings specifically. Okay, so now we're over here. I went ahead and pulled up my website, which is just larsonrealty.group. If you want to go check it out, you can search for properties there. You can find out what your home is worth. But I just did a search here. So these are listings that are public, that are out there. You can find them online. My site is directly connected to the MLS, so it will be current and accurate. As accurate as the MLS is. Sometimes it's all whatever, however the information is entered, and hopefully it's always entered correctly, but sometimes it's not. So definitely always confirm anything you see there with an agent, just to be sure. So you can see here, I always like to start, if you see my other videos, I start with a map, just kind of show you here's where they are. Like I said, you got to know where to look. A lot of listings that are going to be the lower entry level area to get into Palos Verdes, which I think is always a great opportunity. A lot of families are trying to get in with schools, or people are downsizing and still want to stay in the Palos Verdes area. Eastview is what it's called. It's over here off of Western. Some really nice homes, nice listings you get over there, and you can see a few of them are over in that area. And then I'll talk about some of the other areas where they are as well. I just wanted to kind of give you a zoomed out view of where you're going to see them and where they're going to be condensed mostly. So, all right, so we've got Velez. Let's start there. We're going to dive into it. So see from the home, nice big driveway, double door entry. We've got this one is 4 beds, 2 baths, just over 2,000 square feet. And when you go down here, you can see it is open this weekend. The lot is just over 8,000 square feet. Take a look at the photos. We'll scroll through some of just the main ones. Everybody likes to see the kitchen. You can see the kitchen here, kind of, you can peek through, see the dining room. There's a family room over there. And then so you can get a shot of the kitchen. Gives you a sense. Here's the bigger room with the vaulted ceilings. A couple of the bathrooms. You can see the bathroom, dual sinks, tiled shower. Always nice. The other bathroom is a full bath, again, tiled as well. And then outdoor space is always good. You got a little covered outdoor space here between the home. There it sticks out in the back. This gives you a little sense of the yard area. Got some turf there and a nice little outdoor entertainment. TV, barbecue out there, whatever you want to do. So kind of gives you a little idea of what you're looking at there with Velez. This is in Eastview. You can see going down, we've got the map. And so the map, you can see the Dapplegray Elementary is the elementary school here. Miraleste Intermediate is the middle school. And then if you've seen any of my videos, you know I've said many times that you get to choose which of the 2 high schools you want to go to. So this one's listed at 1,475, and it's on the market. So let's go to the next one. I'm gonna take a look here. We're gonna look at Swana. So you can see it's a nice looking home from the outside. 3 beds, 3 baths, just under 1,500 square feet. So you can see this is one less bedroom, a little bit smaller home, listed for 1,399. So it's listed for a little bit less as well. Lot size is almost 10,000 square feet. Pretty good sized lot. Before we get into the photos, we'll go down and just take a quick look here. So I'm going to show you this one. This one actually is not technically in the Eastview neighborhood. This one's over here. We've got a Mira Catalina area. Mira Catalina Elementary School is right there. And again, the middle school, Miraleste Intermediate, is there. So pretty close to both schools. But going up, just take a look at some of the photos, kind of get a sense of what we're looking at here. You can see this photo. There we go. You got a nice view. Of course, it's a good photo to include here right towards the beginning. You got a nice view out the window. You get the mountains. We're looking out across the harbor there in San Pedro. Go down here, we'll check out the kitchen. You can see some shaker cabinets, stainless steel appliances. Nice view out the kitchen window as well. Not sure why some of these aren't loading as well, but we can see. So some nice shots of the bathroom. You got some really nice backsplash. Let's see if I can reload that for a minute while we're going over it. So yeah, we saw the kitchen. Another shot of the kitchen from this angle. Got the fridge. It's got the white panels on it. Nice shots of the bathroom. So lots of tile. Really well done there. So all right. So that is Sawana 1399. And let's move on. We're going to go to Alvarez. So you can see from the outside, you got this one, 3 beds, 2 baths, a little bit smaller. This one's 1,434 square feet. And looking at the lot size, it's just under, it's almost 0.4 acres. So we're saying if that's almost half an acre, you're looking at a pretty good size lot, or 0.4 without doing quick math. It's just under probably 20,000 square foot on the lot. You see that bigger, double the size of the other 2 lots that we just looked at. So see on the map where that one's located. That one is up more at the top of the hill. So you're going to have Alvarez, and you have Cornerstone right down the street, which is a lottery school. So, but Cornerstone's nearby, and then Ridgecrest Intermediate here is really close. Vista Grande, you got a lot of, Soleado is over here just off of Silver Spur, and Cornerstone is a lottery school. Also, you do have to, just because you live nearby doesn't mean you're going to get into it. So your Soleado is the home school for that area. But you can see it's surrounded by schools. You got Ridgecrest once you get to the intermediate levels really close, and then you got the 2 high schools, one here, and then PV High is down here. Peninsula High is the one up here, kind of right in the middle. So it makes it easy depending on which one you want to go to. So let's go on up and take a look at some of the photos. We can see kitchen. Hopefully that one will load. Okay, so you can see there we got the kitchen. It's been updated over time. It hasn't been recently within the last few years, but it has been updated. It's not original. You got some stainless steel appliances. You got, looks like, some tiled floor. So you got some updates. Bathrooms had some updates as well. You can take a look at some of the rooms, and then go into the outside. You can see we've got some pretty good yard space, and it's flat. Assuming the whole thing is not flat. I think there's some hillside here probably in the back because that's a really good sized lot. But even with losing some of it to maybe a little bit of slope, a little bit of hillside, some of this is probably part of the lot, you do still have nice flat yard there in the back, which is great. Okay, so that is Alvarez 1479. So you can see that one is a little bit more at the top of the hill. The homes in that area are going to be a little bit more than what you're finding in Eastview, which is why we're seeing that this is around the same price, smaller home, not quite as good a condition because paying more for some location there. All right, let's move on to Bay End. This is also in Eastview. I'll show you here on the map. Over here off of Western Eastview. So Dapplegray Elementary is going to be your home elementary school, and Miraleste will be the middle school. And this one, 3 beds, 2 baths, about 1,700 square feet. You can see, again, we're getting up in the 1,700 square feet range. The others we're looking at around the 1,400 square foot range in other parts of PV. So if you're in Eastview, you can see you can get a little bit more for your money there, a little bit more size. Big open concept here from the kitchen to the den next to it. A little better shot of the kitchen. Get in here. Very open, really nice. So you got lots of cabinets space. You got some little peninsula there sticking out. Let's see what else, just give you some sense of some of the bathrooms. You got a 3/4 bath there. And then this one is a full bath here. This one is probably the primary full. And then get a sense of what you got outside. Huge deck. That's nice for entertaining. Sit out there and enjoy the peacefulness of the nature that you get in Palos Verdes. And then you got down from the deck. You can see you also have a really good size yard space. We'll go back and take a look at this. Will give you kind of a view. There it is from the street. Nice yard in the back, protected from the street, quiet street here anyway. Going back to the lot size, this one is almost 1/3 of an acre. So what are we talking about there? Probably just, it's over 12,000 square feet, maybe 13, 14,000 square feet is what you're probably looking at on a lot. So a little bit bigger than some of the initial lots we looked at, not quite as big as the last one. So again, this one is 1.2 for 1,700 square feet. You're definitely getting a little bit more for your money than we were seeing on some of those that were 1,400 square feet, probably in a similar condition. So now let's go on to the next one. All right, Highmore. Price jumps out right away, right? $895. That's well under the others that we've been looking at. 2 beds, 1 bath, almost 1,200 square feet. I'm going to refresh it, see if we get some of these photos back. You can see a nice photo there, twilight. You get some really good sunsets. So definitely a smaller home. But if you're looking to get into Palos Verdes and you're okay with 2 beds and about 1,200 square feet, 1 bath, it's a really good price. And then maybe it's a starter home and you move on from there, or maybe there's ways to add on to it and you can build on from there as need be. And if you need more space, or maybe you're downsizing and you just don't need the space, then could be a great fit just as it is. So going here, if we're looking at so 5,500 for the lot, smaller than some of the others we've seen, but kind of a standard 5,500 6,000 square foot lots. PV, it's probably on the lower side of what you're going to get. Other parts of Redondo, Torrance, areas like that, the 5,000 to 6,000 square foot lots are very common. PV 7,000, 8,000, 9,000 square foot lots are actually pretty common. So just so you have a sense, going down where it's located, like I mentioned, it's also in Eastview. So it's right over here off of Western. This whole pocket through here, Dodson is San Pedro, or it's LAUSD. If in this area, you do have the option of going to LAUSD or PVPUSD. So Dodson is there. It's a little bit closer than Dapplegray, which would be over here. But just showing, Eastview is kind of these neighborhoods right in through here off of Western, and then it actually shoots down a little bit in this section here as well. Just on this side of Western, there's a little pocket, but most of it is right here on just to the west side of Western. Okay, let's move on to the next one. We're going to check that out. That one is Jaybrook, another one that is in Eastview, but we'll come to them. We'll take a look at the map in a minute. 3 beds, 2 baths, just over 1,200 square feet. So you can see this one, it's 1.2. It's not that much bigger than the last one we looked at. So 2 beds, 1 bath does make a difference though. You got 3 beds, 2 baths. That's going to definitely add some value. As we saw, actually, let's go back to this one. We didn't take a look at too many of the photos. You can see the kitchen. Like I said before, it's had some updates, like one of the others. Hasn't been recently updated, but it's not original. So someone can move right into this and live there. Work on it over time if you want. At that price, that's a really good entry point. On the map, I did see that it was pretty close to Western, which is a busy street. So that's it could be a little bit of a challenge. I'm sure that also plays into the pricing. This is Western here. So you have some commercial. It's kind of a buffer in between. Lots of great commercial. There's restaurants, a lot of good things moving into the area now. So it's probably really close to go hit some of those places, which can be an advantage over a disadvantage of being close to Western. Right. So going back here to Jaybrook, 1.2, 300,000 over Highmore. I do think Highmore, at that price, is a good value, really good value. Not that this isn't, but you can see this one's been updated as well. You got some quartz counters, some shaker cabinets. It's a cool color. Stainless appliances. You got your stackable washer and dryer right there. So inside the home, let's see, shot of the interior. Nice light fixture there. Look at the bathrooms, dual sinks, nice vanity, nice mirrors. So they've done some really good updates here. Sitting outside, kind of looking up over the neighbors, so you got a little bit of a view off in the distance. And you got a lot of grass space, a lot of yard space here, so it's definitely a good outdoor space. You can see it's on the corner, so you're going to get some yard space here in the front. Typically with corners. Corner lots are good because you only have neighbors on two sides. You don't have that third neighbor over here. But a lot of times you do lose a little bit of your yard space because there are setbacks on the front and the side. So the home kind of sits back into the backyard a little bit more, but that also does give you a good front yard where if you want to use some of that yard space out front. But this one, as you can see from the photos, still had some pretty good space out there. This grass area. So we're looking at three beds, 2 baths, 1.2 million. And then the lot size on this one, so we can take a look at it. So 5,800. The last one you saw was 5,500. So it's in that range. Like I said, that's probably 5,500, 5,800, probably on the low side in that area, but very normal for a lot of other areas. More consistent, you'll find it in Eastview than other parts of PV. Other parts of PV, like I said, 7,000 to 9,000 square feet are very common. Most parts of Torrance, West Torrance, South Torrance, North Torrance, they're 5,000 to 6,000 square feet is very common of what you're going to find. So now we're looking at time. So this one is a little bit of a story to this. You can see it is 5 beds, 4 baths, 2,000 square feet for only 1.2. Sounds amazing, right? But as always, there's usually a reason for that. Price was dropped $300,000. It's been on the market for 191 days. I'll give you a little bit of a background. We'll go down here and I'll show you on the map. The problem, and if you looked into PV, there are some slide areas. There's been some movement, not a lot over the last couple of years. A few years ago, though, we had a ton of rain, and it accelerated what had always there's been for many years. You can go check out one of my videos. I talk about the landslides of Palos Verdes. So go check that out. I talk a little bit more about it in detail. But basically, there's always been a little bit of movement, which started from something that happened many years ago. That got accelerated, and it moved quite a bit there for a few months or a year or so. But they've worked really hard to get that under control. We haven't had as heavy of rains, but this is in that area. They had to cut off utilities. There's a lot of things that happened. A lot of homes were damaged. This one, I don't. We'd have to. I mean, you can reach out. I can look into it, see if this is one that's specifically been damaged, or if it is one that is just suffering from being in the area where it was. So it's in the area affected by the land movement and impacted by it. So it is impacted by the movement, and that does explain the pricing. 2,000 square foot home with ocean view of Catalina, pretty amazing for 1.2. So you can see how that does affect things. You can see how it's a really nice property. It's really unfortunate what's happened, but just give you a sense. You can see great outdoor kitchen, barbecue area, seating inside, really nice looking home. But like I said, there's a gated entry. It's a really nice area. It's the Portuguese Bend area over there. So it's unfortunate that it is affected. You've got these great views of Catalina, fire pit there with the wine glass. So some really cool things about that. But so reach out if you want some more information about what's going on with that. And there is a video that's going to be popping up on the screen. Go ahead and take a look at that as well if you want to learn more about Palos Verdes. If you're watching this around the time of recording when it was recently released, and you have questions about any of these, you want to go take a look, feel free to reach out. You can drop a comment below, or my information is in the description. You can shoot me a call or a message. And if you're watching this at another time later and you want to get some information on anything in this price point or this area or any other areas or price points, then feel free to reach out as well. If you're not quite to that point of reaching out, ready to take a look at anything, you just want to keep up on what's happening, definitely subscribe and turn on notifications so you're notified when I put out more videos and more information just like this. Thanks a lot.